Hey guys, we're going to be going back to the Sandworm trial. Now, this trial is super easy. Those of you that have done the fight probably realize it's kind of a joke. But just for the fun of it, we're going to try to do it with a team that sees if we can do it as quick as possible. I think we're going to go for a 4-turn clear using Raegen. I haven't used Raegen since he got his New Visions Awakening. I figured this would be a fun trial to try him out on. We're also going to be using Lastful Raegen to cap chains, Eurisha to fill LB, Lightning to basically just do her gun in peril, and that's almost it. And then Vanille for our breaker, imbue, etc. So this is the team we're going to use. As you can see, we're not using a tank because who cares? So we're going to be taking this team. Vanille is going to be full evasion. She's got some LB fill and some fill rate buffs. We want to get her LB on turn 2 if possible. So she's maxed on fill, she's full evasion, really high on fill rate, and the Dragon's Brush to try to get her LB relatively quickly. Lightning is going to shift on turn 1 just using the Miracle Shoes. Shift form, she is our passive provoker, full evasion. She's using a weapon to apply poison. She's got Rallying Cry for a little bit of LB fill. And that's mostly it. She's going to gun in peril on turn 1, buff our stats, etc. And that's basically it. Yeah, there we go. And then Eurisha is going to also be evasion. She's going to be filling LB gauge, insect killer, general mitt, maybe a little bit of healing, etc. And she's just support, mostly for the killers and the limit burst refills. The last one, Raegen, base form, is using some poison weapons. We've got some knuckles and a fan that gives us poison. A lot of autofill, Call of the Wild, etc. Wisdom of Hess. We're not using evasion on the DPS. They're just going to eat the damage. And then, but the base form is using Auto Mirage to avoid the first AoE. And then shift form is geared for LB damage. We're using guns, well, one gun and a katana to kind of synergize with the gun in peril. Now he's using backup gear. The best gear is on my Raegen. He does still have 300 insect killer, but he's a little bit low on LB damage, only at 250. Then Raegen, base form, we're going to shift right away. He's got the Rico suit for the Auto Mirage, some auto buffing, etc. Shift form, we've got double gun for the gun in peril, and we're going to be... we got guts as well, because we're not using a tank, we're just going to guts the damage. And then bug killer, LB damage, etc. 4200 attack power, maxed LB, maxed insect killer. And then we're taking Almsmore, who built me one as well. Base form is using some auto buffing, etc. And then shift form, he's got double gun, same thing. Insect killer, guts, LB damage, mostly similar build to mine. There we go. Let's give it a go. See if we can take out this bug in 4 turns. I think we can do it in 4 turns. I'm pretty confident. This fight's a little bit of a joke. So we're going to use Vanille to triple cast. We're going to do both their cooldowns. This is going to imbue Earth, imperil Earth, amplify Earth, and break the boss. And then we'll just use an attack to get some crystals, because we do need some crystals on the team. Lightning is going to triple Gestalt. We're going to gun in peril. And then we're going to just hit the boss 2 times to hopefully apply poison. It should. It did. Lastful Raegen is going to buff his LB damage and double gleaming for some LB fill. Eurisha is going to anti-insect and then give us some general mitigation because we're not using a tank or anything. We're just going to take the damage on the DPS. And then the Raegens, they're just going to shift and just Octa Strike 3 times on turn 1. We're not going to do the LB yet because we only have 2 charges of Eurisha's Magnus and we don't want to just waste them right away. So we do this. So turn 1 is almost entirely set up. Very, very low damage. And we're going to go for the real damage in a moment. So there's a gravity attack. There's some physical attacks. Like, they just don't even matter or anything. Okay, a little bit of poison, which is honestly one of the bigger DPS sources in this fight. Alright, so Eurisha on this turn is going to fill a little bit of LB gauge. We're going to do her physical mitigation, and we're going to do a sustainment stratagem to fill up some LB. We got it. So we're going to shift over here. Let's see. Vanille is going to use her limit first for a better Earth in peril. And we're going to start doing some limit burst. Well, Lightning was going to do a Rallying Cry here in case we didn't fill our LB, but we filled them all, so we're fine. Nice damage. So we can use Rallying Cry just to fill a little bit more LB gauge. Okay. Threshold, got a Graviga coming in. This boss's damage is embarrassing. He's so bad. But he is preparing to use Sand Trap, which it does hurt a little bit. Alright, so we're going to shift Eurasia, and we're going to... Do we even need healing? I don't even know if we... I don't think we even do. But we're going to heal just in case. And we're going to fill LB gauge with Eurasia. Okay, so we're going to do this. And now we're going to use Lightning to build the chain with Vanille with Flood skills. We're going to start building the chain with them just so the chain builds a tiny bit quicker, and then the Raegens can come in with the chain at already max modifier. Okay, so then the boss is going to get poisoned a little bit. So here comes the Sand Trap, where we're going to take a little bit of damage. We're just going to Guts it, because we're not using a tank. Like, whatever. I don't care. Guts! Boom. Oh, actually, the Raegens didn't even need Guts. But, of course, that's what Raegen did. And the boss is basically dead at this point. You're right, you can just fill the LB gauge. So we kind of overkilled by a tremendous amount. And last of all, Raegen, what a bad story. You didn't fill your LB gauge. So we're going to have to use Lightning to fill it all the rest of the way. Which means we can't do the little chain building trick. Which is fine. You know, whatever. So we'll go ahead and do this. And we don't even need to cap, but we'll cap it for the sake of it. Overkill by a bunch. So we almost had a turn 3 clear. That was actually somewhat close-ish. We could have had a turn 3 almost. It was close. Anyway, there was... well, actually, if we brought him low on turn 3, the poison would have finished him off. He would have technically failed a mission. So, still. That was entertaining. When a boss is that trivial, you know, you have to just do goofy things to make it somewhat more interesting. But Raegen was pretty good. It's kind of funny that Raegen... ate that big attack without even needing Guts because his stats were just so dramatically high. But there's Gargantuan Grub in the Sand on turn 4. See you guys next time.